And Kay Frances Tolliver has been a teacher since 1967 in East Harlem. She is a member of the Fellows for the Advancement of Mathematics Education and a recipient of the 1992 Presidential Award for Excellence in Science and Mathematics Teaching. Welcome to all of you. Kay, I want to start with you. As being the person at this table with the closest hands-on experience with these kids, what are those kids in that video telling us about what's wrong with math and science education?
School has got to be an exciting place, whether it's the math classroom or the science classroom. It has to be a classroom in which kids are active participants, not students who are passive, not sitting listening to a great deal of lecture. Teaching and learning has to involve the students. The students have to be able to manipulate hands-on material. They have to be able to communicate verbally and in written language about what they're learning. We can't just take answers alone, but we have to start delving into how they're thinking, what they're doing, why they're doing. But most of all, this math and science education has to be related to real life.
What's the business community think now about the state of education?
As in any large system, I think we believe that there are strengths and there are weaknesses. But on the whole, the level of achievement that we're seeing in our youngsters when they graduate from school is not high enough, and you cited those statistics in the beginning of the program. We see difficulty in having children transfer knowledge to application, to understand how to apply what they've learned into a real-life situation.
Linda, it's clear that there's agreement that we need to do something, so make some changes in the way we teach math and science. What kind of changes are we really talking about?
The kids that we saw a few moments ago are right on the money with respect to what they want to see in their classrooms. What they've found for themselves is what we found in research, that people learn best when they have hands-on opportunities to experiment, inquire, work with others in solving problems in a very active way. But most of our curriculum materials, textbooks, as well as the influence of tests, push us in another direction, toward the memorization of discrete facts and then kind of rote drill and regurgitating those on tests, which don't engage kids in actively developing their own understanding in a deep way of math and science. The testing situation is very interesting because the United States is the only one of the countries you mentioned earlier that relies heavily on multiple choice tests, which put people in a very passive situation of just regurgitating information. Kids must encounter hands-on performance tasks in their demonstration of competence rather than just responding to multiple choice bubbles. And then the third thing is that in the United States, we have tended to believe that not everyone can do math and science, that it's reserved for a small elite. And we ration curriculum opportunities. Somewhere in junior high school, someone makes a decision that you're not really up to algebra or geometry or trigonometry, or you're not going to be placed in the biology, chemistry, physics sequence. And so only about 10 or 20% of kids actually have a full math and science curriculum in the way that all kids would have in other countries.